Riley Patterson hit the crossbar from 53 yards and missed an extra point on Friday night. And not exactly instilling the fan base with confidence. And Robbie Gould's still out there.
Yeah, well, there's a reason he's still out there, perhaps. Doesn't have the leg he used to. I don't know. I caught a few seconds as I was driving home the other night of Brian Chapman on our station. Mm-hmm. And Chappie actually brought up a pretty good point when it comes to Riley Patterson. It's one thing to miss a 53-yard field goal if you're missing it wide left or wide right. It's another when you hit the crossbar on a 53-yard attempt. That's concerning. Right?
The only thing I can think of, because I had the same thought, is, okay, this is the limit of your range. It's not if you're 100% inside of 53 yards, if you are so accurate that inside of 53 yards, I could see it being worth it. I'll go, okay, we don't have a length guy, but we know when we cross the 35-yard line, everything's going to be good. But then you go out and miss an extra point. That doesn't instill you with confidence. The only thing I can think of is that, like you're standing over the ball, you hit your drive, and it goes right down the middle, but for some reason you just didn't hit it right, and it goes 175 yards instead of the normal 290 or whatever it is you hit.
It's quite a difference.
I don't ever hit it 290. I'm joking. But have you ever hit a drive where you just didn't hit it right, but it went straight? And
you say that's a good miss.
Yeah, yeah. And did he just miss it somehow, some way?
I mean, maybe. But you don't expect that when you know you got to load up for a 53-yard kick. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting observation, and one that I would kind of agree with. I mean, you don't expect somebody to come up short on a 53-yard field goal attempt unless there's big wind, something going on, or if you're nursing an injury. But I don't think either was the case. Maybe you're right. You just mishit and.
I didn't go back and look at the entire operation too. The snap, the hold, was everything clean? Because sometimes there's an issue with the hold, which is what I actually think happened to Shanky McShankface in the Sugar Bowl for Ohio State. I think there was a problem with the hold. But 248-539-9797. Let's get back to your open line. Oh, Kang, just before we do that, you were on the Robbie Gould bandwagon a month ago.
Yeah, because I wasn't confident about the kicking situation the Lions had, because this is a year. There's a premium on this season. In the 2 years before that, I didn't care who the kicker was, because I'm like, lose, get a better draft pick. Mm-hmm. This year, I care a lot because we're trying to win the division, host a playoff game, and hopefully move on in the playoffs. So there are going to be some pressure kicks, maybe from distance, where I want to feel somewhat confident sending a guy out there who's maybe done it before. I know Robbie Gould has done it before. Now, why is he still out there unsigned? I don't know. Maybe he wants too much money, and people don't want to pay a lot for kickers. That's just the truth in today's NFL. There's only so many Justin Tuckers, right? He's waiting for the right situation, of course. The Niners have been talking about maybe getting Robbie Gould because they might not have a kicker week one. Jake Moody, which they used a third-round pick on, is hurt, and their backup kicker is hurt. The Tennessee Titans just released Michael Badgley, former Lions kicker. They have 0 kickers on the roster. Robbie Gould can hold all the cards depending on what team needs a kicker. So maybe that's the reason he's out there. But, yeah, we did our fill out the Lions template, Doug, last week with you. Yeah. And one of the template questions was, what position scares you? And a lot of people thought I was going to say kicker, but I backed off because everyone just kept telling me, relax, they're fine at kicker. So I went with a different position. I wish I never backed off because the kicking position is the one that scares me the most. And right now, I'm not like, oh my God, what do we do? But I am concerned when you have a premium on the season and there's a good kicker out there available.